I'll show you guys a kick-ass ab workout, and then afterwards, Thomas, he's gonna show us a shredder shake. So stay tuned. What's up, boys and girls? It's your boy Johnny, and I'm here with Thomas. We're with SixPackAbs.com. So today, I'm gonna run you guys through a really great ab workout. I'm gonna break it all down. I'm gonna tell you the why, the how, and the what not to do.
He's gonna kick my ass.
I'm gonna kick his ass, essentially. And then afterwards, he's gonna kick my taste buds with a super shredder shake.
Clever. We're
going ketogenic. We're staying, it's summertime, guys. We want a nice tiny waist, right? We're gonna show you how. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna show you guys some of my favorite ab exercises. The first one being, we're gonna be in a hanging position because there's a couple different variations here. And as you can see from Mr. Shredder here, I'm gonna be able to show you guys all of your abdominal muscles, what we're hitting here, and how to hit them differently. So first, let's start with a basic hanging knee raise, because we're gonna go from easier to harder. So with the hanging knee raises, we're really hitting this rectus abdominis, which is right here in the middle. We're also hitting the transverse abdominis, which are those ones on the side. And guys, we want to hit those a lot to keep that nice tiny waist. When you keep those in tune and condition, you keep that waist nice and small. We've also got his serratus anterior, which we can see all the way down his side, and then we've also got your external obliques there. So we're actually hitting every single one of these things here, but what you'll notice Thomas is doing is he's really relaxing his hips. And what he's doing to do that, he's actually squeezing his glutes. You're squeezing your glutes, right?
Oh yeah.
So you squeeze the hell out of your glutes like you're holding in a poo-poo, and that'll allow your hip flexors and legs to relax. So you're...
You know what else gets a good ab workout is laughing.
That too. We're getting 2 workouts in. So that actually helps your body relax your hips. It takes the strain away from your hips and your legs and puts it on his core. As you can see, this dude is freaking ripped. So from here, so we'll start with the knee raises. Then a progression from there to make it more difficult is right into your leg raises.
Sir.
So even just like he did on the last ones, you're gonna wanna squeeze the glutes nice and tight. That helps you automatically. You'll notice that when he does that,
yep,
his feet duck out to the side. That releases a lot of that tension from your legs, your lower back, and your hip flexors, and again, puts it right on the core.
Totally.
So how did that feel? The knee
Awesome.
raises.
Yeah, they're already kicking in. If you keep those hip flexors out of it, you're gonna get so much more engagement. You don't have to be sitting here hanging for 60 seconds. You can do 10 reps and feel a nice burn.
Exactly. So the other thing you'll notice, slow and controlled. So he brings his legs up, and he doesn't just let them drop down. That's controlling the negative. The other thing you'll notice is he can get his legs all the way up, and he's doing that because his abs are in control here. He's able to eliminate his hip flexors and legs, which will prevent you from being able to do that. Great job, dude. Okay.
Let's do a few of those things.
Okay, let's do a few of those. All right. So feeling good. So I'm gonna hop up and do a couple reps myself. So Thomas isn't the one doing all the work. Now I'm not quite as in a good shape as he is.
You've got me in the size.
I'm in the off season right now. I'm eating gains.
Same kind of idea there. See these guys, heels together. He's actually bringing the soles of his feet together too. Totally locking out the hip flexors. No one wants to build big hip flexors. We don't want that. Exhale, man. There you go. And now while you're doing it, also try kind of sort of sucking in your stomach while you do it. That's going to engage that transverse abdominal, suck it in even more. There you go. You're already breaking a sweat, Johnny. It's okay.
Lightweight. All right, and then from there, go to the leg raises from the knee raises. Same basic concept. Squeeze the glutes, heels or soles together.
Nice form, man.
Two more. Woo! Sweat now. Good stuff.
So,
okay. What do you think?
What do we got? No, those are awesome. And then the other thing you guys can also do is remember, once you've got yourself stable, once you've got yourself in a position where you feel like you're not using your hips, that's when it's okay to start playing with a little bit of side to side, slight rotation. Don't go out wide, just go like slightly, just pivot out just a couple degrees, get a little bit more of the oblique action. But you're not wanting to cream those. Remember, we don't want bodies like a refrigerator. We want nice and tight, right?
Exactly. Like me, myself, I don't have a super tiny waist. I want to keep it as small as possible. So I'm not doing these. I'm not doing side bends. Very minor twisting, trunk rotations. That's all you need.
Go.
Next.
What's the next one?
Reverse crunches. So reverse crunches, in my opinion, is kind of, if I'm stranded on a desert island and I've got one ab movement to do, this is what I'm picking.
What are you trying to impress, monkeys?
Hey, you never know, man. Got to recreate out there, you know what I'm saying? So This is another really good ab movement because this allows you to eliminate a lot of your hip and leg involvement. So you'll notice he has his hands to his side, not under his butt. I see it all the time. People put their hands under the butt. Yep. What that's doing is actually tilting your pelvis, putting a lot of strain on your hips. You don't want to do that. So what he's going to do...
Now, are you just doing it this way, or you have a different rendition of it?
Feet out,
okay.
Bring them in, and then extend your hips up. Hips up off the ground.
Okay, gotcha.
Perfect.
So do you want the knees to bend at all?
Yes.
Okay.
So with the knees bent, that's going to, again, help release a lot of that tension from your legs and hip flexors. So what he's doing, he's bringing them in, and then he's elevating his hips. That little extra hip elevation there is going to crush his core there, and it really helps you get those deep cuts in there in your abs. Good.
Yeah, I can feel that. See, I've been doing this one wrong, actually.
Good.
So it's good.
Just that little hip elevation. And if you can, now the regression, to make this easier, you can touch your feet in between each rep.
Gotcha.
To make it harder, keep your feet from touching the ground.
Okay, so just for the easy demonstration here. So
for the purpose of demonstration, exactly.
Gotcha.
You can let your hip...
Give yourself a little bit of a break.
Yeah, give yourself a little bit of a break. That'll also let you reset, make sure you're even. That's the other thing. If you don't have the best posture, maybe if you haven't had the best form with your exercising, you might not be in a perfect straight line. You want to try and make sure that your hips are aligned, your legs are aligned. So it's okay to set your feet down for a second to reset, you know what I mean?
That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Awesome.
That was a good job, dude.
What do we got next?
All right, next, windshield wipers.
Okay, these I know.
Okay. Which way do you...
Why don't I... Yeah, you hand it to me.
Okay.
This one, you may need a buddy system on this one.
Yeah, buddy system helps. So the bar is going to help with balance. But also you get a nice isometric hold, so we're working our pecs too with the isometric hold. But mainly our main purpose here is to give ourselves nice balance and to be able to do our windshield wiper with our legs. So what he's going to do is bring his legs up to each side of the bar and touch each side of the bar. So right here, he's getting a ton of transverse abdominis and his oblique work done here by a trunk rotation, okay? So when you see people in the gym wanting to hit obliques and they're doing side bends like this, they got weights in their hand, don't do that, okay? That's actually not good for you. We don't want any lateral flexion in our spine. You can see here Thomas's spine, while he's doing these, is in a perfect straight line. He's simply moving his legs, which then is hitting, doing that trunk rotation, hitting the outer obliques and hitting his serratus.
Take it, Jonny.
I got it. Forgot about it. Sorry, I was flapping my guns. Good job. Okay, so those are the windshield wipers. Another great ab movement. Really with those rotations, how did that feel?
That was awesome.
Okay, you like that one?
Yeah, definitely. I like even throwing in a little spin on it where I'm going side, side, middle,
yes.
side.
So you can come up with different patterns. You can, like you did, you can go to the right side, then the left side, then two in the middle, and then back to the left side.
Throw a little floor press in there too?
Throw a little floor press, get the pecs going, you know, whatever you got to do. Good job today, man.
Cool, man. Good stuff.
Okay.
Right. Now I get to get you in the kitchen.
So we're going to go, so what are we drinking?
Okay, so since we are working our abs, right? Okay, I thought it made more sense, rather than have a carbolicious smoothie, let's do something unconventional.
No carbo lodo.
Let's go a little bit higher fat for all those ketogenic lovers out there. That way we can get a little bit of something different in there. So we're gonna head in the kitchen and make that.
You said something about MCTs too, right?
Medium chain drive.
Okay, let's go find out what that is.
All right. All right, so Jonny just kicked my butt in the gym doing some abs and I can barely even stand upright. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So what are we about to do here?
So I've got a ketogenic low carb smoothie that you can use post-workout. So the whole idea is like, you know, we're trying to shred up for summer, right? We're working on our abs.
Right.
So we're not trying to bulk right now.
It's about that time.
It's a perfect time. So we're not going to do the normal carbs in our smoothie. We're actually going to totally throw a curveball and actually make it a high-fat, more ketogenic style smoothie.
Trying to keep lean, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So first things first, I've got like 2 cups of ice in here. Now, ice is kind of your prerogative. If you want it lukewarm and you can handle that kind of nastiness, then get it down. But I like some ice. All right. Then first things first, I'm going to actually just put just about a tablespoon of almond butter in here. Okay, the reason I'm using almond butter, because peanut butter is technically a legume, not a nut, so
Correct.
it actually responds a little bit different in the body.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that. Any other benefit to the almond butter over the peanut butter besides
I
that?
think it tastes better.
Just the taste.
No, but it's a higher profile of omega-3 fatty acids, so it's a little bit better in terms of inflammation recovery in that way.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Then we've got some good old-fashioned avocado. Right.
Power food.
I'm only going to use about 3/4 of an avocado, so I already quartered this. So putting 3/4 in there. Well, and the other benefit we're getting out of the avocado is simply the fact it's high in what's called alpha-linoleic acid.
Okay, and that's the omega-6, or what is that?
That's omega-3s before they're really disseminated into like EPA and DHA.
Okay, it's before they're separated. In
fact, we should do another video on EPA and DHA in the future, but yeah, it's pretty much how it's broken down.
Okay.
Cool. And then we've got Greek yogurt.
Okay.
Right. This stuff is an awesome, awesome treat when you're trying to go low carb and you just want something that still kind of tastes like ice cream in a weird, sick,
super close to ice cream and high protein, also good for digestion.
Exactly. That's the main benefit here. So when you're going low carb, you're not getting as much fiber. You're not getting as much roughage that's actually going to keep things moving, if you know what I mean. So we've got probiotics. We've got acidophilus in here. We've got lactobacillus, and we've got bifidus, which is going to help regulate that gut system, going to help you get things moving.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to kind of squeeze some in there. I'm going roughly about a cup here. Now I'm going to go kind of heavy on it. You can use a spoon, but I'm lazy, so.
It's the man way.
Yeah, right? All right, so this next one's the one that you and I were kind of talking about before we started filming.
Yeah, I had a couple questions actually. I'm somewhat familiar with MCTs, the multi-chain triglycerides. I know the absorption's slightly different or something as versus a regular fatty acid, and then it's a, so give me the rundown.
Yeah, you're right on the right track.
Okay.
So basically we're going to put about a quarter cup of this stuff in here, but the reason I'm using it out of the can is, because it's higher in those MCTs. Okay. And basically what those MCTs are is they are absorbed differently. So you're right, they go through the lymphatic system versus the actual bloodstream, but all fats actually do that. It's just not common knowledge because no one ever really tells anybody. But the interesting thing is that medium chain triglycerides, they pass through the liver. They don't actually process in the liver like most fats do. Okay. So they're readily, immediately available for energy. Okay. But the cool thing about that is that not only are they immediately available for energy, is our body is like, I always say our body's like a lawnmower. Like when it comes to fats, when we prime it and we get it using fats, then all of a sudden it's like, oh cool, I like running on fats, and it starts using them. Right. So by actually putting these fats that are used for energy into the bloodstream immediately, our body thrives on fats and therefore starts burning them. And it's a really good source of energy, actually. Surprisingly, people don't realize that. Exactly. Carbs are good, but so are fats. Exactly. Yeah. And it tastes darn good. Okay. And there is an extra benefit out of being out of a can. There's more of the MCTs in there? Yeah, well, because you're not going to find coconut milk that you get out of a carton is very, very watered down. It has very little fat in it. It's more of like ground up coconut mixed with a little bit of water, where this is actually retaining the fats. Okay. Yeah, totally. Good point. All right, so now we roll into this good old stuff. We got plain old almond milk, right? Unsweetened almond milk. Don't get the sweetened stuff because you don't want to spike your insulin right now. Yeah. And you're just going to add as much of this as you comfortably can to make it mix. We may have to add a little bit more when we start blending it. And then, of course, we've got our greens. Micros for days. Micros, I like that. So don't count your macros, count your micros. You gotta count the micros. Yeah. Don't forget about those guys. They're smaller, but they're really important. And I'm just going to put a couple handfuls in here. In my experience, is this actually the spinach? You think it would make it taste like complete spinach, but it actually doesn't really affect the flavor very much at all. In fact, it gives it kind of a rich, hearty taste. Yeah. But I like getting a little bit of iron in there. Spinach is super high in iron, so it's going to help a little bit more of the absorption of some of the other minerals too. And then almost last, we've got a little bit of truvia, simply because I want to get a little bit of sweetness to it. In case you haven't noticed, there's not a whole lot of sweet stuff in it. Not much. Not like hardly any sugar. So we're going to spice it up a little bit. And this stevia, being a plant extract, is about one of the better sweeteners you can put your hands on. Now I've made this smoothie like 25,000 times, so I know roughly how much truvia I need, but I'm putting about 3 teaspoons in there. I just can eyeball it pretty good. And then last but not least, you know this stuff like the back of your hand, so why don't you tell them about it? So the alpha meal, this is our whey isolate blend, gluten-free, grass-fed whey protein. So you don't get a lot of, you don't have a lot of high fat, you don't have a lot of carb. Now there is some lactase in there because it's a whey isolate blend, but you're getting the best of 3 worlds here. You're getting your whey isolate, so you get an immediate absorption. You're getting your whey concentrate, and then you get your caseinate protein, which is also a slow release. Gotcha. Not only that, cinnamon ice cream. It's amazing. That's not a bad little choice there. Yeah. So we more or less have what we need here. So we've got a lot of fat in this, so you're not going to want to drink it all in one sitting. But you want to do the honors, Johnny? I'll give it the old heave-ho. All right, let's do it. Call it the college try. Let's go for it. Let's do it. All right, so now we got it. Let's give this sucker a try. Looks like that came out good. Good job blending it, Johnny. Man, I just want to thank my sponsors for it. I gotta say, that does look like the perfect mixture. You must have made this a few times. It's like the green monster. Look at that. You must have made it a few times. Yeah, let's do it. Well, you didn't throw up in his mouth, so it must have been pretty good. I'm just gonna label this, bro. That's pretty good. Yeah, not bad. So there you've got it. You've got a ketogenic friendly, low carb, fat busting smoothie that's perfect after this maniac takes you through an ab workout. Can't beat it, and keeping it lean, trying to get that. It's summertime, so we're trying to keep the midsection nice and tight. So Thomas, thank you for
blowing me away with some extra knowledge that I didn't even know.
Torching my abs.
Yeah, so guys, you got to try this shake. It's approved by me. It's approved by Thomas, so it's got to be good. And like always, if you liked what you saw here, if you liked Thomas's shake and what we presented with you guys, make sure and comment below, share this video, make sure and subscribe to us too, because we're going to be providing you guys with so much more quality content like this. Thanks, Thomas. I really appreciate it.
And make sure you let us know what other smoothies you want to see in the future too. Now, as always, keep it locked in here on SixPackAbs.com. We will see you in the next video.